How will Monster get over this one? I'm ready for this stupid ass show to be canceled. Monster, get down from there, man. No, seriously, they're gonna call the cops. Oh shit. My Roommate the Monster. Tonight at 8/7 Central.
I'm coming home and close to your body. And let's release the love we've been holding back so long.
So back in 2023, I made a video talking about 8 Black sitcoms. I've been thinking about doing a sequel to this video for a while now, but it never really happened because I didn't fucking feel like it. The reason I finally decided to make a second video is that I saw a clip from The Parenthood that made me laugh way too hard.
Come on, this is my shirt, right? Didn't I tell you to stay out of my closet?
Nigga, please.
So I decided, hey, let's make another Black sitcom video for Black History Month. As you can see, it is no longer fucking February anymore, so something must have happened. For today's video, I have 5 Black sitcoms. Originally, I planned on doing 8, but I decided to shorten the list, so sorry, Mr. Nostalgia, I made you waste your time. Let's step back into the world of Black sitcoms once again. We have 5 shows to tackle, and not too much time to wait, so let's get started with...
People just love juicy gossip.
Find out on the next Family Matters.
Monday at 5 p.m. on Fox 39.
I want everyone in the comments to say I hate Geek Tunes. You know why. Family Matters aired on ABC for an impressive 8-season run. The first episode premiered on September 22nd, 1989. Until midway through season 1, we got the first appearance of Steve Urkel, and he basically became the main character of the show. Hey, even Orlando Brown appeared during the show's run. See, I found a way to put him in the video.
Michael Jackson, that's me?
Never.
You're a liar.
This is fentanyl.
What?
Episode 1 is titled The Mama Who Came to Dinner. This episode sees Carl's mom coming to live with the Winslow family. Carl is hesitant initially because his mother is very commanding and he doesn't want her to take over his house. However, his wife Harriet believes he's overreacting. A few minutes later, Carl's mother Estelle finally arrives and almost instantly takes over. Not long after, it starts to bother Harriet, leading to Carl finally confronting his mom in the cheesiest 80s way possible. They hug it out and close the episode out by singing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands" for some reason. This episode is fairly simple, but I don't know if I can consider this the perfect pilot episode. Carl, Harriet, and Estelle get enough time to shine, but Rachel and the kids hardly get anything to do in this episode. Eddie has a plotline about wanting to go to a watch party, so he has something, but the other 2 girls, I forgot their name, don't do much in this episode. Lastly, Rachel, aside from giving one of the girls advice, doesn't do much in this episode either. It's confirmed that she's a writer, so that's cool to hear.
When am I gonna see the next chapter of your novel? I'm dying to know what happens.
So am I.
Crazy, guys. Yo, I'm writing my own novel. I don't want to sound like I don't like this episode because I really do. I enjoy these characters, they have great chemistry, and the jokes here are funny. That mainly has to do with Rosetta's performance as Estelle. She carries this episode. Overall though, I didn't write much in my notes. Family Matters has a decent pilot. Some characters could have been fleshed out a bit more, but for what we have, I still say this is a good time.
PJs. Catch a special series preview. What? Next Sunday on Fox.
What'd you say to a nice back rub? You know I got very strong hands from working on pipe. I can get that knot out your back.
I made a rule for myself to not review any animated shows because I thought these segments would be too short.
You know, cocaine.
The PJs. Fun fact, 2 years ago, Big Bro Tunes asked me if I wanted to do a collab to review the PJs. I edited my segment and everything 2 years ago, and the video still hasn't been released. Sounds like someone I know. Anyway, shout out to King. The PJs aired on Fox and premiered on January 10th, 1999. The show only lasted 3 seasons since ratings dropped, and the show was pretty expensive to produce. Before I say anything about the pilot, the show's art style is ugly, but that's why I like it so much. The show portrays the projects as gross and disgusting, so it makes it... You know what, I'm just not going to finish that sentence. Long story short, the show looked unique. Alyssa Jaden thinks the exact same way. This was a terrible transition.
When we're talking about iconic intros, the PJs is definitely up there with the best. It's literally so catchy. It was stuck in my head for days after rewatching the show for this particular segment. I feel like the first episode was a great introduction to the characters and the setting of the projects. It showed the incompetence of Thurgood, the relationship that he has with his wife, for the better and for the worst, mostly for the worst, and just each little detail that each character has. And without feeling clogged, because it is a huge ensemble cast. Now, in my opinion, season 1 was definitely the best season that I watched. When we got to season 2, it just kind of got a little bit silly with shenanigans and just very hyperbolic scenarios, like the episode with the meltdown in the basement and Thurgood was just doing all these very extreme kick flips and back. I was just like, this is a lot. And then the episode with Juicy's dad was a bit much for me. I understood it was like What's Eating Gilbert Grape, but they do have a way of handling very serious topics in a very comedic way, but that episode was just a lot for me. But what was really a lot was when BB, which is Thurgood's wife's sister, got pregnant by him. I was like, this is a bit much. And I understood that episode was supposed to be like a soap opera and a parody of like these little anthologies, but I was like, whoa, how do you go back from this? I absolutely love the designs of the characters, especially with the show being stop motion. I feel like you have kind of a obligation to make your characters very unique. And I feel like the designs of these characters were very different from anything that you've ever seen. Now, speaking of the characters, we didn't get a lot of character evolution in my opinion. With Sanchez, I feel like he was the most one note until season 3 when we got a little bit more information about his backstory and his home life with his dad in that episode when it was Y2K. I actually thought that was a pretty good one. However, I still absolutely love this show. It really does bring me back to just a simpler time. I used to watch this show, I'm pretty sure when it was in syndication because this is an old show, with my siblings and my cousins over the summer, and it's so sad how far we've strayed from good TV and good Eddie Murphy stuff. Like, how do we go from this to Norbit? But anyway, thank you, Timothy, for letting me be a part of this. I'm sure that you went over some much greater detail than I did, but I just wanted to give my little 2 cents.
The funny part is she actually sent me this in January, so sorry, my bad. The first episode is titled Hanging with Mr. Super. This episode sees Thurgood noticing This episode sees This episode sees Calvin. Jesus Christ.
Read the fucking script!
This episode sees Thurgood noticing Calvin and Juicy skipping school to go to the movies. Thurgood plans a stakeout and eventually catches Calvin and Juicy. For some reason, only Calvin is punished and spends the next few days with Thurgood. During his punishment, Calvin starts to enjoy being a superintendent. After a while, Calvin's parents get the word that Thurgood is punishing them. So now it's up to Thurgood to show Calvin the worst parts about being a superintendent, which ends up hurting his feelings. Calvin notices Thurgood's confidence is at an all-time low, so he attempts to make him feel better by tricking Thurgood into saving him. Unfortunately, this plan doesn't go well.
Oh God, Calvin's in trouble. I better get help. Juicy Hudson supper coming.
Thurgood eventually saves Calvin, which gives Thurgood his confidence back. And that's the pilot. The show is great, I can't say it enough. Not every joke lands, but when they hit hard. Eddie Murphy was the highlight. But that doesn't mean everyone else doesn't have their time to shine. The theme song is annoyingly catchy. It gives the viewer an idea of what kind of character Thurgood is, and how the rest of the cast sees him. The PJs is such a fun show to watch. I'm happy I'm good at this one.
Shut up!
That's cool. So instead of calling him a sissy, the other Hooters would just call him Sissy.
Catch a brand new Living Single Thursday.
Living Singles also aired on Fox and premiered on August 22nd, 1993 with a 5-season run. This show had a pretty stacked cast. Queen Latifah, Kim Fields, Erica Alexander, T.C. Carl... Bro, that's fucking Kratos!
Zeus!
Living Singles was insanely successful. It even surpassed Martin in terms of ratings. Now, I never watched that much of this show growing up, but I'm happy to say that this show lives up to its reputation. The pilot alone is probably the funniest I've seen so far, and the theme song is so great, holy shit. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. Here's Mighty Ghost.
It's the homie Mighty Ghost, and Living Single is one of my favorite sitcoms of all time, and has become one of my go-to comfort shows as of late. It's about a group of 6 friends sharing their lives and loves in Brooklyn. It's one of the best feel-good shows. Like, these characters are so charismatic and relatable that you feel like you're part of the group. You feel like you're one of the homies. The theme song was very underrated. I always forget that Queen Latifah was an MC. The banter they have with each other is one of the best qualities of the show for me. These niggas are hilarious.
Look at that dress. It has just a hint of I'm easy with a tinge of I need a job. I thought we took a solemn vow not to talk about that, man. It only happened once. It was a mental block. It could happen to anybody.
It never happened to me.
Because you never get any.
Oh! Right,
everyone, that's him. So come on, everyone, look happy. Khadija, do your best. Honey, it's a stretch limo.
Well, good. It'll go with your stretch marks.
Damn, nigga.
Another detail about their banter, I like how they're just not putting each other down. Like, these aren't just rapid fire insults. Some of the shit they say can be a little harsh, but it never leaves the realm of friendship, if that makes sense. Like, they never attack each other. Well, except for Regine and Max that one episode. Besides calling each other out on their bullshit, they keep it all in good fun. Mostly.
You are a virus with braids.
And you're a leprechaun with a weave.
In the pilot, there are some key differences from the rest of the show. For one, the set is completely different from what we're used to. Looking like something out of Family Matters. Nah, legit. This shit gave me whiplash when I first saw it. During the episode, you meet all the characters and get a feel of their relationship and dynamics. Khadija setting up her magazine company, Regine being the bougie queen she is, Overton and Sinclair planting the seeds of their relationship.
I thought you were gonna fix the TV before the game starts.
I'm trying to fix things right here.
Sinclair is the heart and soul of this show. I love Sinclair.
So do you rent or own?
I am renovating a townhouse.
Where'd you go to school?
The Cordon Bleu in France.
Ah, you're a chef. Would you like some cheese?
We also see a glimpse of Kyle and Maxine Shaw, attorney at law's dynamic and will they won't they relationship.
You know, all this women's rights stuff just proves one thing.
What?
You want me.
This nigga's hairline is atrocious. My nigga got the Zach Taylor hairline. You can't even blame this one on the 90s. You gotta take that up with God. I appreciate that through all the jokes and antics, they're still friends. Regine can be hella annoying, but they still tell her about the nigga she's dating, even though they know that she won't believe them. And when he inevitably leaves her hanging, they stand by her. They still drag her ass, but it's out of love.
Why does this keep happening to me?
Because you keep looking for someone to carry you.
Well, what's wrong with that?
They keep dropping your ass.
Though season 1 is not my favorite, it is still a great watch and I highly recommend it. But hey, you don't have to take my word for it.
Episode 1 is titled Judging by the Cover. This episode sees Regine bragging about her new boyfriend, Brad. Later on, Khadija and Sinclair find out that Regine's new boyfriend is still married.
Blue Bayou, Tiana Graham, and Brad Hamilton. Oh, I know Brad.
Oh, really? How do you know my husband?
At first, they're hesitant to tell her, but eventually they let her know. Regine ends up confronting Brad, just for her to fall for his dumbass excuse. I've been meaning to tell you, but man, whatever. Anyway, they continue to warn Regine about Brad, but she doesn't listen. Eventually, while waiting for Brad to pick her up, Regine realizes that Brad isn't the person she thought he was. Khadija, Sinclair, and Max sit on the couch to comfort Regine, and this episode ends with our main character singing in the bathroom. Like I said before, this show is hilarious. Sinclair and Overton were highlights in this episode, and the rest of the cast is great too. This show is just non-stop and I love it. My only nitpick was I thought the plotline where Khadija needed to find someone to write an article about kind of went nowhere. But besides that, this is a perfect pilot episode. Living Singles is definitely worth watching again.
Timothy Reviews will be right back after these messages.
Senior prank. Check out Smart Guy and his loving family. Weekends on Disney Channel.
Smart Guy aired on the WB and premiered on April 2nd, 1997 with a 3-season run. This is completely off topic, but you guys don't like baked chicken? That's insane. Season 1 is a bit odd since it only has 7 episodes. I'll be honest, I've never watched Smart Guy until this video. I was aware of the show's existence, and I was also aware of the Strangers on the Net episode, but I somehow never watched the show before. Finally, after watching it, I can say that the show doesn't disappoint. This episode is titled... Oh wait, it's just called Pilot, my bad. Our main character TJ, despite being only 10 years old, is transferred to high school due to his intelligence. Throughout the episode, Marcus starts to feel upset, feeling as if TJ is quote-unquote ruining his life. It's silly, but that's kind of what I was expecting. While TJ is trying to stand up for his brother, they're both sent to the office, and Marcus hurts TJ's feelings. TJ's dad, Floyd, cheers him up, Marcus and TJ work things out, and that's the episode. I'll give the show this. I do enjoy these characters. One nitpick I had is that Yvette doesn't have much to do in this episode. Another thing that I felt that was a bit off was the way TJ and Marcus resolved their differences. It felt a bit rushed. Aside from that, Smart Guy has a great pilot episode. The jokes hit, and the theme song doesn't play for the pilot, but it's catchy. Smart Guy was a fun watch. I could definitely see why other people call this show underrated.
Cause see, brains don't cut it on a basketball court. That's where I'm king. Shut up.
I don't feel so good. What? Kel?
Don't miss the premiere of Kenan Kel starting October 12th only on Skit.
Kenan Kel aired on Nickelodeon August 17th, 1996, with a 4-season run. If you've seen Kenan Kel during their time and all that, it's no surprise why these two would get their own show. I first watched Kenan Kel when I was a teenager, so while I didn't grow up with the show, I still enjoy it all the same. The main gimmick for the show is Kenan Kel addressing the audience while giving us an idea what the episode's about. Speaking of which, episode 1 is also titled Pilot. The theme song is performed by Coolio, rest his soul, and it is still great to this day. This episode sees Kenan Kel wanting to save up for a car. Kel brings his old comics, which according to Chris are worth $1,000 or $2,000. I forgot to write it down. Anyway, Kel comes up with a lie to keep Kenan's parents away from the house so they can talk to potential sellers. Later, we find the comics are next to worthless due to Chris ruining them, and of course, Kenan's parents come home at the worst possible time. While Kenan is at work, some sketchy guy overhears their conversation and offers them a car for $400. I know they're still kids, but come on, bro. They give him $200 and promise the rest tomorrow. And almost instantly, the car they bought is reported stolen. With the help of the cop, they catch the thief, and that's the episode. I said it already, but this show is so good. Both Kenan and Kel work so well off each other. I didn't think one person did better than the other. They're both great. Oh yeah, I forgot. Kenan's sister had a crush on Kel. Thought it was weird back then, I still think it is. There's not much else to say about this pilot. I think each character has enough screen time, and the writing is great. Kenan and Kel is such a fun show.
Hey, can I take the wheel? Yeah, come on, man. All right. What's the problem? I don't know how to drive.
To keep a tradition, let me rank these shows based on how well they did their pilot episodes. From worst to best, I'll go Family Matters, Smart Guy, Kenan and Kel, The PJs, and Living Singles. This was difficult to do. Each one of these shows do a great job introducing us to these characters. To wrap things up, I'm happy I was able to make another one of these videos. It's been a pain to try and watch TV as of late, but thankfully I pushed through and got to experience the old and the new. They're all old, but you know what I mean.